There we are.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, you guys. Hi, Tyler. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Cruz.
Girlfriend, Ginger, Zara.
How are you guys? Hopefully you enjoyed the making of and the
official
music video.
As I just said.
Yeah.
That was fun and exciting. And it's the shortest song and music video that we've done to date. So it was over in like the blink of an eye. But
Hi, Connie.
Hi, Connie.
Excuse me. Apparently, it's just a phlegm day for me.
It's okay.
Great job.
Okay.
Thank you. Rockin' and rollin'.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
They were amazing. Thank you, Ginger. Thanks, Girlfriend. I'm glad you guys enjoyed. Thank you for sharing that with us. That was very cool for us.
Yeah, that video was a lot of fun to film. And here's the thing that like I didn't put in the making of video is that I had edited that video and gotten it perfect and then proceeded to delete the video without rendering. So I actually worked on that video the day before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a little bit of drama happening over here with that, but actually, you like got in the zone, and it was just like a zen process once the editing began.
I did. Definitely got into zone. Hi, everybody. Definitely enjoyed. Thanks for sharing and making of
The making of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that we want to do going forward with music videos is share more behind the scenes
Yeah,
stuff.
because I always film. A lot of times I have the GoPro with me, so like I film stuff. Admittedly, I haven't been filming much stuff lately because got to get new batteries. But like typically, whenever there's something like that stands out or we're doing something fun, I like filming it just because I like documenting what we do. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this was the first opportunity I got to do a making of. But I actually have making like stuff from like every song that we released.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
There's nothing that says we can't like put those together after the fact.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think that'd be fun to share that stuff.
Sounds dramatic, says one. Yeah, it was. It could have been. It could have been. At the end of it, I was like, well, this actually turned out better. You know, like it was pretty easy to work on the video and do the stuff that we were doing. So
yeah, you did hook Future You up by not deleting the raw footage that we shot.
Yes.
Lisa said you totally had too much fun. We did. It was probably one of the funnest filmings that we've had for music videos thus far.
And it kind of set the bar for all the future music videos. Actually, it set the bar for all the future videos that we're going to do.
For the fun levels?
Yeah, the fun levels. Because we realized, like, with the YouTube videos and stuff, because the situation here had gotten a little bit serious, you know, as far as stuff, some of the videos started reflecting that. And we're at that point where it's like, yeah, we need to just have fun.
Indeed. Hi, Blue Penguins.
Hey, Blue Penguins.
It's the perfect amount of weird and fun, said Ginger. Thank you, Ginger. Chris said it's been cool seeing this come together. Chris and Fam had a secret preview of the song.
Yeah.
A while back when it was in its preparation stages. Blue Penguin said it's the kind of random snazzy song perfect for getting ready for work.
Right?
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Nanu.
It's funny how much editing needs done. I'm the assistant production assistant on an indie movie, and an 8-hour day results in 15 minutes of film.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how much you know. And this was different takes of the film of the thing. In fact, I'll show you what it looked like. Give me a moment here. That's my getting that done. I'm moving things.
Ooh.
No, I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen.
What's happening?
What's happening?
Can they see that?
Not yet, but they will.
Okay. You guys will see in one moment.
Oh, actually, I deleted all the extra lines.
Did you?
Yeah. I deleted all the extra lines.
Oh, are we frozen?
No.
Okay, we're not frozen.
Are we?
I don't know.
Let us know if we're frozen. Okay, so there is... Are we frozen?
I don't know. Let us know if you can hear us. Not frozen.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, it's frozen on our end, but as
Yep.
long as it's not frozen on your end, that's really all that matters.
That's all right. We just look frozen.
It's funny how much... I just read that.
Yeah.
More costumery then, mayhaps? I
Yes,
think definitely.
Definitely more costumery. So you could see here, so I edited everything down to just these 2 lines here, but this is actually, I want to say it was 15 different takes. So this is like different scenes from each of them. And then you could see my my very low budget editing of Clea as a little millipede. Yeah. That sound, by the way, the crunching sound, that is actually the sound from the video.
That is...
From Clea actually crunching.
That is me actually eating paper. Yep. Wendell, okay, so everyone can see in here, your face cam is frozen, but everything else is good.
Okay.
Wendell said it's clear that many have just seen a video that I missed. How did I miss it? And how do I see it?
I'm gonna play it over, Wendell. Let me see if I can fix our face cam here.
Yeah, let's see if we can get us back into this dimension. Let's see. Nanu over here causing chaos with spreadsheets, detailing out how I can achieve my goals.
I think we're back.
Great.
Okay, so let me. I'm gonna play the. Do you guys mind watching the making of again? And that way Wendell could see the making of and the music video, just in case anybody missed it. Oh, there you are. Yeah, we're here.
We are back. Rafi and Clee frozen in time. We're moving again. Okay, yeah, we thought it might be fun if we shared, since a couple of you may have not seen. Bingo, said Chris. Yeah, I missed it too, said Zara.
Okay, awesome. Not at all. Okay, great. So let me do a screen share. Let me know if you could hear.
Oh, Zara said, I thought it would be this live stream. Great. So we will reshare so we together.
I just turned off the mic while you were saying that.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I don't want the mic to pick up the audio from over here.
Yes, okay, so here we go.
All right, so let us.
This song is...
Nothing like. Like putting you on the spot.
Okay.
Let us know if this is too loud. If it's too loud, then I'll lower the volume, or if it needs to be a little bit louder. And yeah, let's play this sucker. All right, let me mute. But like, hey, tell us about this song.
This song is...
Nothing like putting you on the spot. Like, hey, hey, tell us about this song.
This is what it looks like visually. Better on the drums. This song was originally inspired by a sci-fi show that we both enjoy. And it was kind of one of those things where like this little ditty started forming in my head and it wouldn't leave me alone. And I was like, oh, this is an earworm.
I think that this song is one of the best. I always think that like Clee's latest song is like the best song.
I've been calling it a xylophone core scratching of an itch.
Clee's a weirdo. We're perfect as far as weirdos together. And this song is very weird, very fun. It's short. It's just a little tidbit of weirdness.
They don't know that I exist, and I don't know that they exist.
It's not like a normal song. So a past version of me, I think, would have been maybe a little insecure about putting out a song like this, and like maybe like people who wants to hear this weird like little earworm. and people aren't going to get it, and like people are going to think you're a weirdo.
What is this?
Oh, this? This version of me is like, that's cool. I don't know. I really like it, so I'm kind of just trusting that and going with that. This is the latest in Millipede high fashion couture. Hot off the runway.
I mean, this is good.
Weirdos like me, I think, are gonna like it.
That I exist, and I don't know that they exist.
As far as the music video, I don't know.
Just got done picking my nose.
Okay, ready?
Almost, not quite. Hang on. Honestly, I don't know. How do you shoot a music video for this song?
We want it to be low budget. I know that for sure. And honestly, for filming, since we're filming it ourselves, I think low budget is better. I just want it to be fun and weird because the song is fun and weird.
All I know is that it's going to have to be sort of equally weird. Picking your nose is part of the process, the creative process. That's as far as I got with it. Like, I'm not the visionary as far as the video end of things, but that kind of beautiful, weird DIY, also very fun.
And they don't know about the list, and I don't know that they exist. And they don't know that I
I think there's going to be a lot of goofiness and a lot of laughter.
I don't know that I have any like hopes or expectations for what people get with this. If you get anything from it, I think that's cool. If people just think it's cute, that's cool. If people are like, I have the same existential questions, I just ask them differently, that's cool.
That's exhausting.
It's exhausting being a millipede, right?
I hope that what people get out of the song is a little relief from the normal shit.
So I am playing as buttoned up,
Yes.
unaware of you as possible.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see how that goes, because you look fucking adorable.
What I'm hoping is that, like, maybe they're having a bad day at work or something like that, and they find this earworm or ear millipede in their head, and just like, because like, I feel like everybody needs a distraction from normalcy.
I think normally I would try to like pile a bunch of stuff on top of that and try to like force it to be something, but in this case I'm just not. So it just is what it is, and however it lands with people is kind of how it lands, and I think I'm kind of open to people feeling however they feel about it. It's for the weirdos. Yeah, it's honestly, it's for me. It's for me. And it's for anybody who likes it.
They exist, and they don't know about the list, and I don't know that they exist, and they don't know that I exist, and I don't know that. Interdimensional millipedes, millipedes from another dimension.
Okay,
Alright.
so that is the making of video. And before we show you the video, I just want to read some of your comments because they're amazing. Tyler said, "Why does crunching paper sound so delicious?"
Right?
It's weird in that way where, like, it's the same kind of weird as, like, how cartoon food looks really good. Like, I want to eat all the shapes.
It's funny because it's cartoon food. So, like, you know how they have that big giant turkey leg, and like they
And it
like
stretches
and it stretches
when they bite it.
and you're like, But then if you actually had a turkey leg and it stretched when you bit, you'd be like grossed out by it.
Or one of the kids was saying that they love it in cartoons when they would like throw a slice of pizza in the air and then like eat the whole entire slice of pizza.
Like Scooby and Shaggy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're like, I know I really wouldn't want to do that with a pizza, but it just looks so delicious in the cartoon.
Nanu said, I love this, you guys. This is great. Thank you, Nanu.
Thank you, Nanu. Nanu said 1940s clean, not to be outdone by onesie clean.
I love low budget, right? I have an affinity for low budget things. We want to do some more like elaborate sets where like we create like the set props with like cardboard and like just create this whole like magical land.
Yeah.
So, but with every music video that we do, we're gonna have a lot more fun with it.
Most definitely. We got some Millipedes going on the ticker tape. I love it.
When does all my existential questions have to do with millipedes?
I know, right? What's up with that?
Jenny said sultry Clee is a whole music genre on its own.
Thanks, Jenny.
Yep.
The hole in Rafi's sock makes it even more low
I
budget.
didn't even realize I had a hole in my sock.
His socks were like, I could not have chosen better socks for him. They really sealed the deal for me. And sometimes I would like catch a glance of the sock just in my periph and I would lose it. I don't know how many takes we took, but like I just could not.
There's a lot.
Keep it
I
in.
had to edit a lot of takes because Clee just kept cracking up. I thought it was so much fun. It was
He's
a lot of
such
fun.
a cute millipede.
Thank you.
I can't even.
Wendell said fabulous. Zara said so freaking adorable. Blue Penguin. Oh no, you already read that. Susan said fabulous. Thank you.
Chris said, you two are my kind of weird. Thank you. You're our kind of weird, too. Hey, our barn would look really creepy in black and white or infrared.
It would. Yeah, we want to do, obviously, like the last video was done like in the Oil City area. The Fools we did up here and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's really fun. Like I'm having a lot of fun editing and filming these music videos.
Definitely. Lo-fi analog is king. Practical effects, right,
Practical
Tyler?
effects, yep.
Yeah, we're about the practical effects. As seen in our top-notch May the 4th Star Wars video from a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
where you used the Force.
To get the book. And the Force looked like Clee with a clear wire like running across.
Practical effects, man. Millipede workout with all the takes.
Man, that was a workout. Climbing on that couch around you.
Dude,
like,
yeah, you seriously did get a workout in. For real.
it's funny because all I see when I'm like watching the video is like my butt, And I'm like, gotta tone that butt.
You have such a cute millipede butt. In film, that's called corpsing.
Corpsing.
Hi, Isabie.
Hi, Isabie.
Okay, so now that we've shared the making of video, do you guys want to see some of you for the first time and some of you again the music video?
The music video, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Where are we? Screen share. I gotta fix this thing. Okay, here's a screen share.
And we'll mute us. Please.
Okay, here we go.
Interdimensional millipedes, millipedes from another dimension. Not really there, so we can't see. But when we could, they defied convention. How can they be sitting on my armchair if I don't know that they are there? How can they be eating my grocery list if I don't know that they exist? And they don't know that I exist, and I don't know that they exist, and they don't know about the list, and I don't know that they exist, and they don't know that I exist, and I don't know that they exist.
Okay.
All right, let's bring us back.
Indeed.
So weird to see Clee with Clee. Yeah. Yeah.
That was pretty high tech how we spliced ourselves in there.
Yeah, considering it's very high tech. Like, I missed a spot, so like your fingers disappear for a split second.
Ooh, I didn't even see it. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Is Clea as fascinated with Millipede butt as she is Mothman butt? I am fascinated with Mothman's butt, but I am
Yeah.
in love
with
with
Millipede butt.
butt. For life.
Interdimensional beings. Yes.
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 Okay, so a little backstory for you guys about why this song even exists.
Hi,
look-
Gobbles.
Hi, Gobbles. How fun. Thanks, Zara. It's so catchy. I love it. Thank you, Tyler. I will never squash another millipede, said Wendell. Isabel said, draw a millipede. Oh, there are some wondrous drawings of millipedes that Rafi did
Yep.
in the concept for the album art.
Yeah, yeah. I did quite a few. You could see them at the end of the video there. The album cover. So the album cover is the Millipedes. But I wanted to originally the plan was for the video that I was gonna create some millipede with
Puppets kinda?
with using cardboard and string, and then the filming of it got a little involved, so we decided to just go with the onesie.
Yeah.
But those are the kind of like practical effects that I want to do in the future, where we do some
Definitely.
like fun things.
Random useless fact, I'm a certified millipede handler. It's a thing.
What?
Ginny, you never cease to amaze me. That's flippin' incredible. I love it. Shared by email to sons.
Oh,
Thanks,
that's awesome.
Izzy.
Thank you.
Okay, so interdimensional beings. A lot of you know that we're sci-fi fans. I think that Star Trek is the greatest thing that's ever happened in television.
So let me just do a little backstory there.
Okay.
So I grew up loving Star Trek, right? I was like a quiet kid, I was a nerdy kid, and like Star Trek was my thing. So I had this love for Star Trek. And you know, Clea and I had been together for like over a decade and absolutely love each other, but like never really, you know, Star Trek is one of those things that like you love, but you don't want to push on people because it's, you know, it could be hit or miss, even though Star Trek is amazing. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? We've got this stuff. Let's watch. And we started watching from the old series to the new series to Star Trek Generation to
DS9,
Deep Space Nine,
Voyager,
to whatever.
and Enterprise.
And Enterprise. We ended up watching like all of them. And now we're like watching Prodigy. And I did not expect the amount of love that Clea has. Clea is actually a bigger Star Trek fan than I am at this point.
I don't know if that's fair to say.
Yeah, her like, look, you just say Star Trek and look at how her face brightens up a little bit.
It's so great. So basically what happened after we finished watching all of Star Trek was I was like, again from the beginning.
Yeah. And I was like, no, let's
wait a year
Yeah,
or
let's
so.
wait. Let's wait
So
some
then
time.
I was grieving.
Trekkies.
Yes. So then I was grieving the fact that we were done watching Star Trek. And actually, some of you guys on a live stream were like, hey, have you ever seen Stargate? And I was like, no. So then we started watching
My nerds.
my weird and wonderful nerds. So for any of you who have seen Stargate, have you two gone to Star Trek conventions? I have a sibling who has been to a bunch.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But it is on our bucket list. And I am telling you right now, that is going to be the nerdiest, fun adventure that goes on the Adventure Channel that you've ever seen. Because my whole thing is like, I'm going to dress up. I'm going to create a costume and dress up for that.
Okay,
We're
so
Trekkies too.
yay! So then we're watching Stargate because I'm like, if we can't watch Star Trek over from the beginning, let's watch Stargate. And I don't know if you guys remember a Stargate episode where they find a machine and they don't know what it does and they bring it back even though they don't know what it does. And then all of a sudden, certain people are seeing these millipedes, but they're not like in the same dimension, so they're not interacting with the characters. But your ability to see them has to do with like whether you've been touched by someone who could see them. So we watch this episode, and then this little song starts forming because Rafi and I are also like quantum physics nerds.
Yep.
And like, so we love like theoretical stuff about reality and dimensions and quantum bilocation and quantum like entanglement. And so
interdimensional beings. Yeah. Yep.
And so then as this song started forming, I was like, well, this is actually kind of like a question about reality and things that could potentially exist in another dimension or outside of our dimension that are here, that maybe we experience aspects of them, but they're not here.
Question mark millipede.
And so then I was like, well, screw it. I'm going to write this song. And as I said on the making of video, it was kind of like a xylophone core scratching of an itch, like asking that question.
Yeah, it was that earworm because she for days was like, and you came to me and you were like, I'm thinking I'm going to do a song about the and it's going to go interdimensional, and I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Firefly season 2 is fantastic. Absolutely, Nanu. I love Firefly.
Yeah.
Blue Penguin said, yes, Stargate is amazing.
Yeah.
Galaxy Quest is a must. For anybody out there that loves sci-fi, if you watch Galaxy Quest is just, I love Galaxy Quest. Galaxy Quest is definitely a must.
Hey, Heidi.
Hey,
Welcome.
Heidi.
Tyler said I love Stargate.
Heidi, we just played the making of video and the Interdimensional Millipedes music video. And that's what we're talking about.
Yes. Tyler said I watched that movie at least 50 times.
Stargate? Yeah. Yeah. I love Stargate.
Yeah.
I love Stargate. And then the series. I just fell in love with the series.
Yeah. Ginger Snap said, I actually just had a discussion today, with a friend about quarks. I was referring to the subatomic particles, and he was referring to a thick yogurt.
The world is a strange, strange place.
Oh my gosh. They recently just did. They actually did a quantum experiment with a thick yogurt. So there's a weird parallel for you.
Blue Penguin, I didn't realize I was a Trekkie until someone else called me one.
Sometimes you just don't know, you know? Serenity and Firefly, said Zara. Yes, Galaxy Quest making of is completely awesome also. Just watched Galaxy Quest again the other night, said Barbara. Love them all. Nanu, I said I have not seen Stargate.
Stargate is I forget when it came out, and it actually aged well. Now, to be fair, we had spent months watching like every series, every episode of like Star Trek Next Generation and stuff. Mm-hmm. So we might have just been stuck in the 2000s. But I feel like it aged well.
I find that some of the older programming that does age well, there's like a comfort there.
Yeah.
Like you leave each episode feeling good and like feeling hopeful. It has that like comfort factor.
Wendell said, this conversation makes me think I need to start watching TV again. Wendell, only the stuff that you really loved and made you feel good. That's my opinion, is like, because there's plenty of good things out there, but at the same time, like TV can get a little dark.
Yeah,
sometimes.
we are very, very, very picky about what we watch.
My Hadron Collider was not ready to refrigerate. Babylon 5, yes! Oh, I love Babylon 5.
Is that the one that they not too long ago remade?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Zara's saying to Nanu, what? You haven't seen Stargate? It's like, Nanu, I do think you would love Stargate.
I think so too.
Gobble said, I love how songs come like that. The best ones just pop into your head like that. I was listening to Rick Rubin talking about how creative people are antennae.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Today we were talking about the poet. You were talking about the poet who, like, would grab...
Yes, and now I'm going to forget her name again.
What is her name?
I posted on our community Discord server about her a while back. She would feel an idea coming, and she said it would rumble over the hillside at her like a train coming at her, and when she felt it, she would run as quickly as she could back to the house to try to get pen and paper. And sometimes she would catch it and write it down, and sometimes it would miss her, and she knew that it was traveling on to go find someone else. But one time she caught it. She said she literally grabbed the thought out of the air and pulled it back into her field of influence and wrote it down. But because she grabbed it by the tail, when she wrote it down on the paper, it came out backwards. She wrote it down backwards and then reoriented it.
That's so crazy.
The right way or whatever.
I love that kind of stuff. Like, I love that stuff. Creative people are weird. And I think that we're weird because we're latched into, this obviously this song is going to bring about like stuff. I feel like we're connected to something that is deeper than what reality is. And so, like, a lot of times, like, these ideas, these things that flow to you, it's like you literally are, an antenna and like receiving this stuff when you sit there, and that when you're in that flow state where you're like creating something versus overthinking it. Oh, well, I should probably do this to it, or I should probably do that to that. And it just never heads in any direction, any kind of direction that you really like. But like when you're in it and it's just coming from you, like that's so powerful. And that is music, writing, all that stuff.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
And I thought about how many things I enjoyed to myself that I just let go of, like I didn't turn it into anything. And this was one that like I could have just amused myself with this song and then let it go.
Yeah.
Because the analytical mind was like, this song's too short. Like, how are you going to release a song that's 1 minute and 29 seconds? Or like, why is half of it just this weird instrumental stuff? Like, where's the other pieces? And the analytical mind wanted to like make it into some other thing, or like say that it wasn't, like, you can't put it out there.
Gotta make it trendy, or like nobody's gonna listen to this. You have to write serious music.
And I was like, I don't know, I'm doing it anyway. And honestly, this time that we're existing in right now too is like, it really is kind of a time where you get to just put stuff out there that you want. Like, you don't have to worry about whether it's gonna get radio play. Because you just have the platforms and you can put it out there, and then people that like the kind of stuff you like can find it, and it's amazing. DJ knows exactly the episode, Sight Unseen, season 6, Stargate.
Yes. I start with the original movie and then go to the DVDs, ending with Stargate SG-1 movies. Yes, us too.
Gobble said, brain damage. Yeah, exactly, Gobbles.
Wendell said, I only have internet TV streaming services so I can watch what I want. Us too, Wendell. We don't.
That's the way to go.
We don't own a TV. We have our screen and then our Roku, and that's all we watch is just streaming stuff.
Nanu said, I had just had lots going on when it came out. Well, oh my gosh.
That's fine.
I'm excited for you.
That gives you an opportunity to soak this beauty in.
For reals. Blue Penguin said, I'm glad you shared the song. Makes me feel not so alone in my weirdness.
Yes. Weirdness. I mean, that's the whole reason we wanted to have this community, like the Rogue community, was because it's awesome being weird. And the truth is that being weird means that you are just tapped into your own authenticity, because everyone is weird, but a lot of people are trying to be normal.
Indeed. And that
whatever normal is, and that takes a lot of
energy. It's kind of exhausting.
It's exhausting. So like, kudos to being weird.
Yeah.
You are awesome.
You're all my beautiful weird family. Wendell said, so glad you didn't just let the song go. Think of all the pleasure you have already shared with this song. Even if that's it, it's huge, priceless, awesome, whatever. Thank you, Wendell.
Thank you, Wendell.
Zara said, Queen made a rock opera because they wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
And everybody told Freddie Mercury that it was going to go over like a lead balloon.
That's too long. Nobody's going to get it. Operatic, music. You are rock. You are this. And the truth is that a lot of people base those ideas in the art world. A lot of people base those ideas on high-end galleries and auction houses and art critics on as far as like what's real art, what's not real art, what's going to work, what's not going to work. The same thing with production company, like music companies. The truth is, the heads of music companies have no idea what's going to work or what's not going to work. Even with movie studios, like the amount of scripts that they reject based on just dumb decisions, or like songs that get rejected just based on dumb decisions. Mm-hmm. That's why I love the opportunity to just put things out on YouTube, or, distribute our own stuff, or like have my own books. To not have to go through the gatekeepers. I'm not saying that it would, if somebody came to me with a deal that I wouldn't, but at the same time, like I want to do a movie and I want to stay creative in my movie. So like, I want to release that movie on YouTube, for all our awesome folks. Mm-hmm. And then if something comes of that, great. If not, I put it out there, made people happy. And then boom, I get to move on to my next projects, whatever it is that I'm working on.
Yeah. Isabel said, I have to start over and recut vest I've been on months. A little too small will be better. Sometimes. You just got to rework a thing.
Sometimes you got to rework. Freedom! Be weird!
Indeed.
Yes.
Nanu said, click the likey thumb thing.
The likey thumb thing. Thank you, Nanu.
Being normal is overrated, Jinja. I agree.
Yeah.
We all love the song, so there you go. Thanks, Nanu. Heads of music companies are accountants. I think the same with movies.
Yeah, that's what it is. And they're great accountants because somehow, some way, movie companies and music companies always end up losing money, and so they pay less tax. It's pretty amazing. I'm like, I want to learn from you.
It's actually mind-blowing how they do that.
So you made $40 million on this movie, but you lost money. That's very interesting.
Indeed. Gobble said, I also heard that you should approach art with the attitude that you're making a gift directly to God. So if you're making it with that intention, what the heck does anybody else have to say? Rick Rubin said that.
Beautifully put. That's beautifully put. Yeah. And essentially that's where we're at. It's like, with everything, we're doing our reevaluation, and that includes everything. I made the announcement on YouTube on the main channel of like, all right, we're going to take a break from YouTube. But in actuality, it's like the evaluation that we're doing now is looking at what it is that we do when it comes to the art, when it comes to the jewelry, when it comes to the videos on YouTube, when it comes to our awesome community, when it comes to everything, and making sure that whatever it is that we're doing it for ourselves, and sharing that and feeding ourselves, and that way feeding, whatever, giving the stuff, the joy that we have for ourselves, instead of being pulled in all these different directions, which include like, oh, this is the way that I should do it, or I should do it this way, or I should do it that way. And in reality, like, you can't do it any other way than your way. And it's got to be for you, because you can't count on anybody to give you what you need. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be for you. It's got to be for you that you create stuff. So like the fact that you put this song out and you went through those voices that were like, it's like, it's badass. You're my hero.
Oh, thank you. Well, you're my hero for seeing the vision of the equally beautiful and weird music video to accompany it.
Yep.
To see it through.
Sarah said, fill your cup so that it overflows onto. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You gotta have fun, man. Like all of it, like, when you're doing your art stuff, it's got to be fun. If you're like, I'm ready to go to work, and then you like, it turns into this stressful thing. How is that gonna last? It's just not going to last.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
No.
Ginny said, interdimensional talk reminds me, in grade 5, I formed a wondering if deja vu was a glitch in which our universe suddenly links up momentarily with a parallel universe that's a few seconds ahead of us. That is a neat pondering.
That is a very neat pondering, considering that time, when you're talking about interdimensional, and even in quantum physics and stuff, weird stuff happens with time. And obviously the theory of relativity and the concept of time, that it's basically a man-made structure. It's
not a foundational
not a
principle.
foundational principle. You know, like the time on a Jupiter is completely different than time here, or like even traveling through space. So like it's fascinating. It is mind-blowing and fascinating to go into that realm, because then you start looking at your days where you're like, I feel like I don't have enough time. And then you realize that time is a construct to begin with. It. So it's one of those things. The reason that we love this whole interdimensional stuff is because like it really grounds you in a place that is not this objective weird reality where there's all these like arbitrary rules where you get to kind of dictate like, wait a second, I don't have to live by this structure.
It helps you open up the field of perspective. It helps you zoom the camera lens out. It helps you have what a friend of ours calls the big overview picture. And I love that. I'm endlessly drawn to that.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And yes, reality is a lot more timey-wimey than we've previously thought it was.
It's timey-wimey. And then you get into quantum physics, and you've got, like where Einstein was like spooky
action at a distance.
Spooky action at a distance. It's fascinating stuff.
Penguin said, freedom in art is great. I went to college for film and animation, but didn't do anything with it because I didn't want to be told what to do creatively. Might open an online shop for art and crochet.
I love that. Yeah, do that. It's interesting because like with school and stuff, like my daughter is staying with us now, and some of you guys know that, and just graduated from school for acting and directing and stuff like that. And one of the things that she's doing now is kind of like unlearning all that structural weird rules, and I honestly, that some of the abusive behavior that goes on between teachers and students and stuff. And yeah, I'm all for it. I'm like, yeah, you need to unlearn, take the stuff that works for you, but completely unlearn all the rigid rules that they try to throw on you, because like it really does hinder creativity. And I'm like, as far as creativity, what are you going to teach? Are you going to teach what I'm going into a rant.
Tell it, Rafi.
I'm going to allow it to happen. What are you going to teach? Are you going to teach the fundamentals of what came before and then expect to hold people to a guideline of everything that already exists? Or are you going to nurture that creativity and allow people to explore and experiment and find new ways of new unique ways of creating things that are theirs, new approaches? Just because something worked in the past doesn't mean that that's the way that everyone needs to do it from now on and forevermore. Like change doesn't happen that way. Evolution doesn't happen that way. You don't grow from doing the same shit that everyone else has done.
No, in fact, a lot of people, especially creative people, would argue that you really are meant to be doing what's never been done. Like if you're inspired to. I'm reading a book right now that is basically, it's a small book from an artist who lived from the 1850s into the mid 1900s. Vasily Kandinsky, if any of you are familiar with him. The book is called Concerning the Spiritual in Art, and one of you beautiful rogues actually sent this book. But he's making the argument that you should be reaching for the ineffable, the indescribable, the stuff that you could just barely touch and maybe pull towards you, the stuff that excites you, because that's where creatives live naturally, is on the leading edge of what's never been seen before. And that's how art and the conversation around art evolves. It has always been thus, and hopefully it always will be thus. And so that's an absolutely beautiful thing to break the mold. To break the mold in science and art and philosophy.
Dude was talking about this at the end of the 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is stuff, ever since, or before even the Industrial Revolution, like there was like, it's at that point where it's almost like people would rather you be quote unquote normal, which really means digestible. digestible to everyone. And I'm like, no, my goal is to let go of normalcy so much that when I get older, I'm that weird beardo that is behind like a weather person, in my boxer shorts, running around the street screaming freedom. I don't know what I'm doing, or whatever, but I just want to be out of my mind. I want to be that's my goal. My goal with my art and with my life is to be completely out of my mind.
And we've started the process.
Yes.
I will say also, this is not to crush university or academia.
No, there's a lot of really inspiring and great mentors and teachers out there.
Yes.
Really, like, it's not that. It's just even some of those people that we've talked to that are mentors and teachers and stuff, sometimes they get trapped in a system that they don't want to be. They try to make the best of it, but it's almost like more of a cattle system than anything else. And, so it's not, there's a lot of great stuff out there, but there's also a lot of stuff. So that's why it's like you get to this place where you are convinced that just because there's authority there, that you're supposed to listen. Yeah,
that you're wrong and they're right. And so I think really at the end of the day, we would be like, as in the same conversations we've had here with the kids, take what serves you and resonates with you and leave the rest.
Throw out the rest.
Yeah.
Throw out the rest. That should be for everything. Like,
yeah.
Take what, when somebody's saying something, even us, like if we're saying stuff, take what works for you and what serves you and throw out the rest,
Gobbles said, did Klee hear my recent human song?
No, you did
not. No,
not.
I have not. Gobbles, is it on our Discord? Did you post it on our Discord server by chance? If so, I will definitely check it out. Or let me know where I need to go to hear it. Let's see. Gail said, do you ever think driving on the highway, the people driving the opposite way are headed to their future, but it's your past? Sometimes I do.
So cool, Gail.
Sometimes I do get a sense of that. And I'm particularly aware of it when there's a construction zone that I'm heading out of and other people are heading into it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you're about to have that experience.
You're about to go into my past.
Tyler said quantum mechanics makes timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Wibbly-wobbly.
Yeah. Isabel said, I do feel like you and folks here are friends, art friends. I feel the same way, Isabel.
Me too.
Zara said, suffocate creativity so that you fit into a mold. Yeah, I mean, why ever do that?
Yeah.
Wendell said, it takes a decade to realize how much of you were taught is BS and the rest of your life to get it out of your brain.
Right. I mean, it's so funny. Like, I still deal with stuff that like I picked up in high school. Like every once in a while, I'll have a thought pop up and I'll be like, whoa, that doesn't feel right. Or like that feels like it feels off. And then I'm in it. And then I have to stop and ask myself, like, wait a second, is this mine? Who's this? Whose thought is this? Like, why am I thinking this?
Yeah. Does this belong to me?
Does this belong to me? And it's like, and getting to that place where like you realize that like most of the time, just what you think, just because you think it, doesn't mean it's true. And in fact, it might not even be your thought, especially if it's holding you back in any which way.
Gobble said, I dropped the heck out of that art college stuff.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna. Hello. Chatbox finally showed up for me. So happy to see you. I'm glad you could be here with us, Anna. Tyler said, I love Kandinsky. I need to finish listening to the book. It's a pretty interesting read. I'm liking it so far. Isabel said, I have 4 undergraduate degrees. Lol. Was fun. Field trips.
Field trips. I will say my humanities class was amazing. I loved going. That's what introduced me to the opera. That's what introduced me to where all the plays were. Just that there's a lot of, and I had a really fantastic teacher. I also had a fantastic, I have a love of history now because of so like it really comes down to like who's standing on the pulpit and whether or not they acknowledge that, that what they have to share with you is an opinion and it's fun, and so yeah, that's all I'll say about that, because I can go on a rant with that, especially with what my daughter went through in college.
Yeah.
And I was,
there's a lot of healing going on right now from that. Nanu said, like, me combining all of my art into working with each other and the photography.
Yes.
I feel like that's such a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Is, like, to see how the elements of what you love and what you're doing and the ways that you create kind of coming together in this cohesive sort of way. But not trying to force it. It's like when you let it happen, it's beautiful. That's a conversation we've been having with the kids, too, because they like to do a lot of different things. There's a lot of different ways that they like to express themselves creatively, and they've been told that that's really bad, and that you shouldn't do that, and that you should really just zero in on one thing and do that one thing, and if you don't, then that makes you flaky, and this and that, and they're kind of scared about that, and so we've been having that conversation about bringing the elements of who you are and what you're doing together, but not forcing it, just letting it create a world, essentially, that is you.
Yeah.
And what you do. But I think especially nowadays, we really do have the outlets and the capacity to be creative in a multitude of ways and really do that world building. And especially if you have a website where you can kind of have a hub for that world.
Yeah.
Then yeah, you just do your thing.
You just build your own world and do it your own way. Because, I mean, it's easy to point at people and say, well, look, this is how they did it, and that seemed to work out for them. Mm-hmm. But then you don't even have to look that hard, and you're going to see people that did it an opposite way and be like, look, this is what worked for them, and, you know, whatever. And then people that did it a completely different way from both of them, look, this is how it worked for them. So really, at the end of the day, what I notice about those people where something worked for them is that they threw out the rules and just did it their own way.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the reality of it, is that, like, you've got, you know, kind of like what Wendell's saying here, even the greatest teachers, mentors got a few things wrong. Everybody gets things wrong when it's based on your life, because your life is your life, and you need to figure out how to do things your way. And kind of like the podcast, that what we talked about earlier today was like, that comes from in here. That comes from in here.
Yeah.
You know, it's your way of doing it, not my way. I have my opinion, and I have stuff that I want to share with people, because I ultimately, and I'm sure you feel this same way too, I want people to be happy. I want people to follow their dreams. I want people to, like, do the things that they love to do, and, like, really, really jump into the world with both feet.
And bring that perspective that you alone can bring to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are things in this world that can be reverse engineered successfully, but the creative process is trickier. It's trickier, and the individual's life path is definitely not something that you could reverse engineer from somebody else's perspective and then apply it to yourself, and it's going to work for you.
Yeah.
It really is always a trailblazing. Sarah said, sheer ignorance, not knowing the rules, is how you can accomplish things everyone else believes can't
be done. Yeah.
Like the 4-minute mile.
The 4-minute mile. The moment that 4-minute mile record was broken, then all of a sudden everybody was running the 4-minute mile. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's only one of many examples where we as a species believed in a limitation, and then someone broke that, and then it just became common knowledge that you could do that. It's pretty ridiculous. Ruminations. There's no failure when you don't quit. Yeah, exactly. There's just you're evolving. Isabel said, I've been saved by ignorance and by knowledge different times. Yeah.
I agree. I was just having a realization that in part of my creative work, and we talked about this on our podcast earlier, I had piled so many rules for myself on top of what I was doing that I couldn't figure out why I was having less fun and more stress. And then I sat back and I looked at it and I was like, wow, I have really put a lot of rules in place here for myself. Little things that I picked up here and there along the way. It was like I got too good to have fun anymore. And then I was sad because I wanted to be having fun. And so I needed to, like, pull back some of the seriousness and throw away some of the rules I had applied and just go for it, which is kind of easier for me now with music than with the other stuff that I do also.
It's a work in progress.
It's finding that it's good to know how to do things. It's good to build your skill sets. It's good to have knowledge that helps you along. But then if you find yourself locked in a cage because what you know is too constricting, then sometimes it's good to kind of loosen that up a little bit, and not sacrifice the fun for like the professionalism.
I am such a professional. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to look at. And one of the practices that we've taken in is imagine like yourself as a small child walking into your art studio or your music studio or whatever it is, right? And then looking at that small version of you and saying, hey, do you want to create some stuff? You know, and then that person being like, yeah, and they're a little bit sheepish or whatever. And then go ahead and tell them all these rules that you are telling yourself when you go to create. Well, you know, if you're going to create real art, it's got to be in oils. If you're going to do music, then you have to follow the song structure and you have to do, this is the right way to do it. That's the wrong way to do it and stuff. And you'll see that immediately you'll quell that creativity that this person is not going to feel safe to want to create by you. So like a lot of times that's what I do. When I take a look at the voices in my head, I'm like, is this a version, that pure, excited, creative juggernaut that is me in this version of my small stuff who doesn't care what the rules are? I just want to create stuff. Or is it the one that just knows too much? You know, because that's the thing, like knowledge is not knowing rules. That's not knowledge. Knowledge is experiencing things and really showing you the truth behind that experience. And sometimes there are other people out there that have experiences and then they pull the truth out of their experience and you're able to kind of look at those and make that combination. But when somebody says like, oh, if I experience joy, good things happen, that to me is knowledge. If somebody says, when you do this, it really should be like this. Like, I feel like the word should, right there, if somebody says it to you that you should do it this way, right there, just throw it out. That's my opinion. Just throw it out. If somebody's like, you should really blah, 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 right there, just be like, delete, gone.
I think that I don't like the word rules, but foundational knowledge, like foundational knowledge building is good. As long as it doesn't lock you in, like learning how to do something, but then having fun with maybe tweaking it or bending it or just completely going off the rails with it.
Just go off the rails.
Yeah. But I do, like, I think to myself, like, I love that I do have some knowledge that I built off of in any creative area. And then, like, I could go buck wild with it if I want to.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't become a cage. Like, you know, like there are certain things. You want to learn how to hold a brush.
Yeah.
You know, but you want to learn how to hold a brush and then make it comfortable for you. So, like, no matter what knowledge you have, you always want to tweak that knowledge to really work for you.
Yeah. But
in some way, shape, or form.
Being somebody who did very much cage myself in with the rules in many creative areas, I definitely know how that feels pretty bad.
Yeah.
And it's not the path that I want to be on at this point.
Anna says, I love listening to you both. You always push me out of the status quo. Oh, thank you, Anna.
Thanks, Anna.
Yeah, this is our journey of pushing ourselves off the status quo. We got totally on this track of thing. This track of thing, I think, is really cool. That this conversation came out of Interdimensional Millipede. It did. Wendell said, Wendell, I absolutely agree with this. 100%. You got to get your chops. But once you got your chops, you got to dump the rules.
That is...
I love it.
That is nicely said. That is nicely said, Wendell. Tyler said, that's what I'm doing while exploring sculpting. I'm grabbing the basics, but I'm learning to do it my own way.
Yeah, exactly. That's if you guys are on Instagram and you saw my sculpture that I posted a few days ago, my sculpting, the way that I learned how to sculpt was basically there are certain rules of form and anatomy, right? And the only reason that I want to follow certain rules of form and anatomy is because I want my sculptures to look a certain way. But as far as my technique and stuff, sure, I'll steal some techniques from here, steal from techniques from there, but I like creating my own in how it is that I approach it. So like when it comes to sculpting, like that's what you do. You take in what you need, but you reject the rest. That's really how it works. That's how learning actually works, is like you take what you need in order for you to achieve what it is that you want to achieve, not trying to achieve something that somebody else achieved, but something that you want to achieve. And then if you don't need it, why hold on? Just throw it out. You could research it when you need the information.
Yeah, I was going to say you could grab it out of the recycle bin later if it turns out you do need it. Patricia said, what is the quote? Be who you needed when you were young. Also, let younger you keep you free.
I love that.
That is a good way of looking from all angles at that, definitely. Hi, Sky Blue.
Hi, Sky Blue.
I just listened to your new amazing song a few times. Over the moon to hear it, and just realized you are live. Even better. Hi. You turned my day around. I'm so glad you're here, Sky Blue. And thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the new song and video.
Blue Penguin. Oh, the should conversation. Ew. Yeah. Yeah.
Isaby said, I learned oriental designs on furniture at factory, learned brushwork, can paint a gold centipede.
Love it.
Ooh,
that's
beautiful.
cool. That sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
That sounds beautiful. Okay, so it is 7:00.
What a conversation we had.
I know. We talked about interdimensional millipedes, our favorite sci-fi, some music,
some philosophy, some quantum physics,
some quantum physics.
Yogurt.
Holy shit, this group of people is amazing.
Yeah, you are my absolutely beloved, beautiful kinds of nerds and weirdos.
Yeah. Oh, Lucy. Hi, Lucy.
Hi,
No
Lucy.
notification.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Lucy. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
I'm so sorry, you guys. We are wrapping it up. I'm sorry for those of you who the notifications didn't get sent or got.
You guys, I'm going to, if you subscribe to us on RafiandClee.com, just to the blog, I am going to start sending out a blog before we go live, and that way you can receive it. Or the newsletter.
Yeah.
Do the newsletter. Yeah, subscribe to the newsletter, and I'll just send out a newsletter when we're about to go, the day before we go live. That way, everybody knows.
Yeah, if you want to, that's a way to stay to stay informed with us. Since notifications can be wonky, it's like notifications sometimes blip into another dimension.
They do. They do.
Like...
It's weird. It's weird. I don't understand how sometimes YouTube sends out notifications and then sometimes it does. I don't know. They're dealing with a lot of people. So.
Gobble said, getting into music production when I was 32 with absolutely no background in music has been extremely fun and interesting. I have enjoyed finding my own sound.
I love it, Gobbles.
It's beautiful.
I love it.
And Gobbles, I have enjoyed your sound.
Yeah.
And I think about you and your sound, and it brings a smile to my face. The stuff that I've heard, I'm excited to hear stuff that I haven't heard.
That song, Gobble shared it on Twitter.
Okay, I'll go on there.
Yeah.
I'll go on there and find it.
Yeah, Clee doesn't do the social media thing as often as I do.
I'm not,
you guys.
I'm not, but I will specifically go seek that out.
She does go on there and look at other people, look at your stuff.
I look at your guys' things,
yeah.
but I don't post very much.
Yeah.
And I do miss things, but I will seek things out like this song.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting me know that it exists.
Oh, Clee, favorite weirdos. Yeah.
Yeah. I will have to replay. Missed most of it live, but see you again soon.
Yeah. We'll see you guys. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this. So there's going to be changes with all the live streams, including on Patreon and just all the live stream stuff. Because in doing our reset, we realized that we need we're stretching ourselves a little too thin, and it was having an impact on our health, our creativity, all that stuff. And especially with this year, because we're getting back into doing shows. Like I have several exhibitions that I am going to be in and all kinds of things. So but we're still determining exactly how we're going to work that out and which days we're going to do that. But everybody on Patreon, you guys, we will be telling you sooner than later. What's going to be happening once we figure it out.
Yeah.
But man, it was a lot of fun doing the podcast earlier with the patrons, doing this with you.
Yes.
This was just, I really missed you guys. I missed you guys. So
you are all beautiful
Yeah.
lights in this world, and it is good to connect with you. And of course, we look forward to connecting with you. And so, on all the things, the Rogue Fam on Patreon, the peeps here that love and support our music on our band channel, thank you. The peeps on our main channel, announcements when we know what we got going on, we will be keeping you looped in.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, I freaking adore you guys.
As do I.
And time to sign off.
Do you remember how?
I think I wanted to leave everybody with something that, just to I vote for live stream Mondays. That's what we're thinking.
Groovy.
About. Yeah. I want to leave you guys with something that I've been thinking about, something that really, like, in this reset, like, we've been really thinking about. You are unstoppable. You really are. You're completely unstoppable. No one can stand in your way. I'm realizing this. I mean, I know this, but I'm really been thinking about this. Like, no one can stand. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they do. You are completely unstoppable. The irony there is that the only person that could stop you is you and the things that you say to yourself. So, if you can, just gotta practice. Like, when you say something to yourself that doesn't work for you, that doesn't motivate you, ask yourself that question, like, who does this thought belong to? And chances are it doesn't belong to you. So that's what I want to leave you with. Because some of the things that I've been able to accomplish in just the last couple of weeks has blown my mind. And it's because I've been letting go of any kind of limiting bull crap that might be in my head. So yeah. 100%, 110% unstoppable. That is you.
You are an elemental force.
You are an elemental force. You are the power. Yeah. I missed you both so much, Adali. Yeah, we missed you too.
Oh, Holly. Mwah. Chuck those thoughts that don't serve you. As I said on the podcast earlier, throw your garbage thoughts into a little imaginary recycling bin and then watch it catch on fire and then feel the ecstasy of releasing the garbage thought to be transformed into something else.
Yeah. Wendell said, love this way of thinking about things. Yeah. Thank you, Wendell. Yeah. Us too. You decide how you experience your experiences. Yeah.
Yeah. Adios, love and jazz hands. Adios, sky blue.
Bang on the money, Rafi. Have a great night. All the best blessings. Mwah. Love you, Lucy. Love you guys so much. Okay. I believe this is the button.
Have a happy week filled with happy little millipedes, said Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. Love you. Love you all so much.
Yeah. And if just know that if you need a little pick-me-up, interdimensional millipedes in another dimension. So we can't see when we could be divided. There we go. Yeah, this is a music stream, so...